Hi everybody. Hi Judge, court officials, mental health professionals. I just hope we can open up new avenues for communication. I hope we can resolve any misunderstandings that we all have. I hope that we can all understand these things better, and it obviously may well be that the tone of a lot of those emails that I sent, and I sent a lot of them, what may have seemed very antagonistic, but you got to understand that it did seem really horrible to me to have an allegation that I abused Anita in different ways, which wasn't true. It's not good to hear that the Ward 27 staff and a lot of nurses and professionals operated in a spirit of misconduct towards me on many occasions, saying things that were very unprofessional. And look, they did that because they believed that I was into family violence or abuse, or that I messed Anita up. They shouldn't have been telling people. There were staff inside the ward that told clients that I had messed Anita up, unprofessional. There were nurses, just when they got on the phone to me when I was trying to build a bridge and communicate so that we could get our needs met, that there was a lot of bad mouthing going on. Even just a few days back, a nurse repeats over and over, Yankee Doodle, etc. That's not good, And I mean, there was just look, we could list hundreds of these events, and I felt, I knew this objectively that this wasn't right, what people were saying. I think probably the clinical people have their regrets now about this. Anita should be able to see her friends again. We need to look ahead and make a better future for us all, and to become better people. We need to look ahead, and have that vision, and that, those good old values, and moral character, and just look ahead and just do what's right. And I can admit my guilt. I broke this trespass order a number of times, and the temporary protection order. The last time I seen Anita was about 3 weeks ago, and I took around some dessert croissants, and I managed to get in without being caught, and Anita received them with pleasure, and she said, "Where have you been?" Words to that effect, and I quickly popped out of there, and that time things were great, and I was on my way, and that was a good visit. But just in the last few days, I drove up the drive and in the van and just made my presence really obvious to the staff. They're doing their job. They've been told he's not allowed here. That's all they've got to say. They didn't understand Anita and I very well. They couldn't explain what it's all for. I mean, their respite idea services, working with Ward 27 and the consultants and the team, and they didn't really understand the facts and what had actually happened back in Christmas 2022, and the nature of the grievance and the way the family played it. I don't think it was very good. What their motives may have been, I don't know. Whether they just wanted Anita in long-term care for the rest of her life, or whether it was, Kay wanted to sell a house and retire, whether they just didn't want to back Anita and I up together. But that was something else going on, something quite different. But they shouldn't have put in allegations like that. It doesn't make sense. I mean, they were in Australia we know all this. The police, Anita rang the police, and she was very unwell. And the police came and talked to me and Anita. They walked her down the road, very good. I called up Kay, and I don't want to go down that road again. All those facts, they're facts. They're not opinions. But I just found it so hard that the consultant team psychiatrist, he wasn't interested in looking at the facts. He just made a rash decision. They made rash decisions on the spot. I believe they were wrong decisions, and I hope the facts show that those opinions to do that were kind of uninformed, right? That an allegation came in, they just acted on it. They didn't seem to have any way of establishing the facts of what was going on and what Anita and I were like together. They haven't really seen Anita and I together. I mean, some of them did. The 113 Adelaide Road staff, the Dr. Richard Fisher and Joy Marie, they knew Anita and I were a beautiful, loving couple. They seen that. The family knew that. Well, at least Kay did. Kay knew that, and she knew she blew it at the start. She said, "Forgive me, Father, for I've sinned." And she knew it was a cold thing to do, to say what she did, and it was logged in. And the mental health team gave her, they believed her and they acted on that, and that's very unfortunate. And then the team itself, their knowledge about who I really was and what the value that I was trying to contribute to them. I mean, I had a psychiatric problem back in the day, and I got weaned off that psychiatric medication right back. I think it was about 2012. I'd got right off it, and I've been doing well with my faith and my pursuing reading and liberal education, listening to podcasts and videos, and trying to get a better grip on things like values and quite a lot of things. And that's been a real big learning curve for me, and a wonderful one. And look, maybe the ideologies in the clinical mental health and my ideologies, they're clashing, and we both care about Anita. We want the best for Anita. But I think I've showed something, and I pioneered a little bit of improvement in understanding that people can learn, they can receive some basic knowledge again, some basic general grammar skills, some thinking skills, and improve their communication. But it was really oppressive and heartbreaking to hear people shut down and not want to say anything, not communicate anymore, to use just force, fraud, and coercion, to thinking that's the only way we can handle clients. And to be fair, there's some very hard clients to deal with that go into Ward 27 in the mental health systems. They are very hard to deal with, some of them. But it doesn't mean it's always that way. And in this case, I believe there were some big misunderstandings. But, I studied, I've taken an interest in, mental health and improvement, and I've been saying a lot of things to help and improve the system, and that's the good that I'm trying to do at the same time as, hey, let's focus on this problem with Anita and Andrew and resolve it. And I think that can be done. But the internal, the professional misconduct, it just seems to be part of the culture in the psychiatric system. And I don't know how people can just look at new ways of avenues of resolving problems, and whether you need little committees sometimes to bring people on board, 3-way communication. I don't believe it needed the courts. I think this was all unnecessary. The involving trespass orders, the police, TPO orders, and the family. I don't think it was appropriate get Anita involved on those forms. I don't think Anita fully understood what she was led to say on those forms and sign her name to it. Okay, you're in charge of Anita, Mental Health Act stuff. But still, relationships are precious. These are important values, and there's moral things here. And you shouldn't just focus doing the right thing with the mental health treatment and totally ruin this other side that's really important to people, and about nurturing families and resolving disputes and having good communication. And I think that could easily be the focus, and we can resolve this real easy. I'm a forgiving person, and I'm a Christian, and I can only just pray the best for all these people involved, and bless them, and try and do good, and just try and shine that light to lift people up and add value. And it's probably just hard and disappointing to know that the failure in the system, and obviously it is a failure, but hey, let's learn from it. Let's resolve to do our best. I'm not sure about this thing with the court and the police. I mean, I had a good time being arrested, ironically. You wouldn't normally think so, but I had a great conversation. You'll be probably listening to that taped conversation in the interview room tomorrow. I'm not sure it's appropriate just going to court or just saying I'm guilty. I mean, I admit in that sense I am, but there's a lot more to this. It's a lot more nuanced. It's been going for a year and a half, and I just wonder what's going to be achieved just by showing up at 9 a.m. at Parua District Court about this. I think it needs a lot more time and attention and some real good work to focus on what's really going on here, and what went wrong, and how to bring a solution to it. All right, cheers, bye.